When it comes to cooking meals, drying clothes, heating water, and my home, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable energy option. It costs less to use than electricity, propane, and heating oil. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. If you're replacing an appliance, choose it. Natural gas, your best choice. Safe and affordable, rest assured.
For more on the benefits of a natural gas home, visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Good. If you want to begin with an opening statement, and then we'll go to questions.
It was almost this team truly played a total team game. It's one of the most selfless football teams I've ever been around. Offensively, 497 yards, to give up 213, give up a couple big plays, but we adjusted to that. Offensively, 4 for 4 scores the first half, had it second half, a couple things, and that put us in a tough situation. We jumped on the one, and that third down call, I should have been more patient, but then we come back and put our will back up on him, drove, got the score, got the field goal, got the last one, and what we did, and just so proud of our guys and what their chief defense did an outstanding job. Our kicking game was good. And this team, like I said, I haven't lobbied, I haven't said a word, but I'm going to know that you're 8-1 in the SEC. We lost to the number 1 team in the country. I don't see somebody else go 8-1 in this league and do it and stand up and do it. We can play with anybody. We do deserve in it. You're going to hear me say it now. I said I'd wait to our place. Let's our talk up. But we deserve to be in it now. That's what the committee, that's their thing. But I believe that firmly. I've watched the games. I've seen everybody. We can play with anybody. Questions?
All right. We'll begin with Tyler Shaw from KBTX, and then we'll go to Sam Kahn.
Coach, do you mind expanding on that a little bit? Just the way this team finished the season, like you said,
seven straight SEC wins. 7 straight SEC wins. Some schools ain't even playing 7 games. Some schools ain't even played 7. Win 7 in a row in the SEC and win 8 overall. I don't care what league you're in. I don't care, what everybody else says. If you want to pick the best 14, we're one of them.
Does the all SEC schedule and the number of games you guys played, the number of games you won, is that why you guys are
right? It's supposed to matter, and it should matter.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Mark Passwaters from Rivals, and then Casey Stavenhagen from the Battalion.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Kellen's performance today. Looked like Tennessee was selling out to stop Isaiah, and he really took over from the word go.
He did from the get-go. Was unbelievably efficient throwing. And I'm going to tell you what, picked up a lot of big first downs with his legs on scrambles. I mean, it's 26 of 32, had a drop or two, and he missed 1 or 2 balls was about it. Interception was a bad decision, but I put him in a tough situation. I shouldn't have put him in that situation, in my opinion, right there. And we jumped offside on 2nd and 5. We had to play on 2nd and 5. But just outstanding leadership and the way he's responded back. And this guy is a winner. He's a class guy and a heck of a football player.
Thanks.
All right, next up, we'll go to Casey Stavenhagen from the Battalion, then we'll go to Olin.
Hi, Coach Fisher. Brian George, and filling in for Miles Jones, made some errors in the first half, but those seemed to go away in the second. What allowed him to fix those errors, and did you have any messages for him?
Yeah, just relax and play. Listen, Brian George is going to be an outstanding player. He's eat up with ability, just hasn't played as much. And you get anxious, you get plays the first time out there in a situation when you're playing on a game, you're trying to close out a season, have a chance for a playoff. There's a lot of pressure on a young man. He did a good job of really adjusting in the second half. Mike did a good job of helping him with some calls, and then he went and played his tail off. He's got ability, he can run. He's a really good football player and will be a really good football player here for us.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Olin Buchanan from TexAgs, and then we'll go to Jennifer.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry about this.
I got you, buddy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Coach, when did you have looking back, when did you have an idea that this might be a really good football team?
Well, after we responded back from Alabama, we played some outstanding games, not just the Florida game, how we responded back, but how the consistency we played after that. And we went on some runs there. We played really good football. I mean, until we had that break, and then we got back after that 2 or 3. We didn't play a game for 3 weeks and didn't play a great one versus LSU offense, then got back in it. But right there in the middle, I felt we had a chance to be a really good football team. My question was, can we stay hungry and finish? And that's what it always with teams who haven't done it yet and haven't been there. You got to learn to finish all the way through. And I'm going to tell you something. When it gets to the end, it's hard. It's really hard. And you're tired, you're banged, you're bruised. That's what's separate. I always say to remember November, then December is what really matters, and you finalize in January. And learning to play in those games when it matters at that time of year, there's very few people who do that and do it consistently, and we're learning to do it, and hopefully we can continue to do it.
And how would you respond to those who question whether or not A&M passes the eye test?
8 wins in the SEC. I want to see somebody else do it.
All right. Thank you.
All right, next up is Jennifer Streeter from the battalion. Then we'll go to Sam Kahn.
Hey, Coach, I was wondering if you could touch on how critical time of possession has been to the success of your team, not only in this game, but so far this season in general.
I'm going to say two things. Time of possession is very important, but it's also if you're scoring points with time of possession. If you're giving up big plays and, big plays, time of possession hasn't become as important in football today when you're hitting big plays at times, what you're scoring. But when you're getting possession and you're scoring points, then you really make a difference. And that's how we're playing. We're getting converting our third down, scoring touchdowns in the red zone, and then we're helping our defense that way, and our defense is getting off the field. So time of possession is really big for us because not only the time, but because we're finishing the drives with points.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Sam Kahn from ESPN. Then we'll go to Travis Brown.
Jimbo, you've coached a championship team before. In your opinion, is this a championship caliber team that you have?
Yes, it is. It has the character. It has the quality. It has the ability. But more importantly, it has the dynamic. It has the personality. It has the inner will to do that. Listen, when you're winning championships, there's something different about those groups. That's not talent. Everybody gets about talent. Listen, when you get to that level, talent gets you there. Your character and your heart and your desire and your inner workings and who you are as a person is what puts you over the hump. This team has those characteristics. Now, I don't know if we'll win one, but it has the characteristics to win one, and should have the opportunity to win one. And
do you think that how many games you have played should matter in this competition?
Yes, I do. That's what it said in the beginning. We said that in the beginning. That's what that is a big part of it. I mean, you're talking about, like right now, how we're a month out there longer, the injuries, the bangs, the bruises, the practice, all that stuff matters. The political end of this thing, trying to get guys out there and they want to push their own schools to get up in there, is ridiculous. Put the best teams in it.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Travis Brown. Then we'll go to Zach Taylor.
Hey, Coach, when you talk about time of possession and how much of a game control factor that was in this game, how important was third downs and especially Kellen's ability to throw the ball on third down? Third
down throwing and scoring touchdowns in the red zone and converting in the red zone is big. That's the two things that got to go when you're running and playing like we're playing right now. And we do a great job of that. And when you're talking about factors of a good football team, look at the number of big plays you give up, number can, how you run the football, how you play the run. Also, how your third down conversions, your red zone efficiencies, those are what good football teams do.
And when you're surrounded by a playoff campaign that involves a lot of eye test, how much did the 2014 season kind of prepare you for something like this? And do you lean on that to maybe think that it'll work out in your favor?
The what now? I'm sorry, the 24 what would you say?
The 2014 season and how much eye test was surrounded with your team then. How much does that give you confidence?
You're playing in the best league in ball with the best players. You win 8 games. That's enough of an eye test. The other league, like I said, nobody. I watch them be 8-1 in this league.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll go to Zach Taylor from WTAW, and then we'll finish up with Justin Woodard.
Yeah, Jimbo, kind of piggybacking off of what you've already talked about with time of possession and just being able to dominate, especially on the ground. I mean, is it fair to say that there's a lot more that meets the eye than just the score at the end of the day?
Yes, it does. I mean, controlling a game and winning a game, we get so caught up in the score, and that's people who don't understand football. Football is about a game of putting your will upon people, whether it's skill-wise or it's physical, whatever it is, or how you play and what you do. And we definitely, if people who understand football know we're a very good football team.
With that being said, the performance that Isaiah gave you today, pretty gritty from him, and how's his ankle?
He's fine. He went back in and played. I mean, Spiller's always, he's what he always does, man. He's a workhorse. And I'm going to tell you what, I was really happy, him catching the football out of the backfield today. He was big in that regard, catching. He's a complete back. And then to turn around and go play fullback for us. And see, that helps us in a lot of areas because of personnel. And, man, it makes – and then Isaiah being able – Anias being able to get back there. But Spiller is a huge key component for us.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go to Justin Woodard from KX.
Coach, I guess the theme here is college football playoff. You say you deserve to be in. If you get in, you get the 4th spot. Likely to be a rematch with Alabama.
All right.
Wait, different team this time around?
We'll find out. Let's see. I respect them. I respect all the teams that get in. They got a really good football team. When you get in the playoff, you know you're going to play a great team. So I bet you're going to have to play them one time or another.
Finish with this. Hez Jones had a heck of a day out there.
Big guy. Hez had a lot of balls early. Kellen got reads, and they were taking some other things away, and we were giving us Hez, and we were getting to him, and Hez was making huge plays in the game. Very big.
All right, we'll wrap up with Travis Brown from the Eagle.
Yeah, one more quick one, Coach. What is? I know I saw Miles down there with a boot on his leg. What's his status for?
He should be good.
going forward?
He's been nursing something all year. It's been off and on and bugging him, and just got after that last game. He couldn't come back from it. Needed more time, and we didn't want to put him on the field. It wasn't even for a game like this. It wasn't worth putting him out there to do it, and that's why Brian played. And I mean, it's nothing that should keep him in the near future, but something just got to heal up.
Yeah, and you also had was Elijah Blades not available today?
No, Elijah's not. Hasn't been. He hasn't been up there. Been able to, I mean, he's been there, but not enough practice and things to get back in the game.
Great, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Coach. That's all we got.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey,
buddy, what's going on? Welcome to the Zoom. We'll go ahead and get started. Mark, you'll be first up.
All right, buddy. You have not discussed the elephant in the room yet. Now that you have finished the regular season 8-1 with 7 straight SEC wins, make your pitch for the college football playoff.
man, I don't know. I'm still humble, man. I'm gonna just enjoy today, man. You know, it's about this team. You know, I think, like I told the team earlier, you know, that locker room after we lost to Bama was very down, but the leaders kept it up. So, you know, it's just, for me, it's just about keeping guys, you know, composed no matter what they give us. You know, we're excited and we're fired up. And, you know, this team deserves the world, man. We put in so much work, and look where we're at now.
How does it feel to end the season the way that you did today with a convincing win on the road?
It feels great. You know, Coach Fisher came in to change the program, and I think he's been doing a great job, you know. And he's been forcing his leaders. You know, he told us at the beginning of the season he wanted us to lead the team. He just wanted to manage the team, and I think our leaders been doing a great job. You know, we're extremely blessed to have Coach Fisher, and, man, we're fired up.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy, next up will be Travis Brown from the Bryant College Station Eagle, and then we'll go to Casey.
How is this team different than the team that lost Alabama back then and to a team today that had a controlling performance?
Just the buy-in, you know, guys buying in, you know, and trusting the coaches, trusting the process, and believing, you know, just not getting lost out in the outside noise. You know, it's a lot of people can talk about. Sometimes mental stress can be a big thing, and I think guys stay locked in. Like I said, the leaders did a great job all season, you know, keeping guys locked in. And, man, like I say, this team, we've made big improvements and big strides. And, you know, that's only because of the way we work in practice. You know, Coach Fisher, you know, Coach Elko, you know, practice is tough. And, you know, he wanted to be tough on us. So when we get in the game, we're not making those mental errors. And, you know, we feel like the game is practice is harder than the game.
Do you think if y'all got another shot at Alabama that it would look like a very different game?
I ain't going to speak on it.
Thanks.
Right. Next up, we'll go to Tyler Shaw from KBTX, and then we'll go to Jennifer Streeter.
Buddy, in a game like this, how much did the time of possession for you guys help your defense? I mean, when you guys are only on the field for, you know, not even 16 minutes, I mean, just, you know, having fresh legs, how much did that help you when your offense, you know, had the ball so long?
It's huge. You know, that's a team playing as a team. You know, offense, you know, going down the field and going to go score, and that's defense getting off the field. That's what it's about. You know, defense getting offense back to ball. I think that's something we did tonight. You know, that's something we improved on during the season. And, you know, it's something we worked on, so it's something we got better at.
All right, next up will be Jennifer Streeter from the Battalion.
Hey, buddy, I was wondering if you could touch on following Tennessee coming out in that opening drive and scoring, how critical it was for the defense to kind of just bounce back and regain their composure for the rest of the game.
At the end of the day, you know, Tennessee, they have great players, and, you know, they have athletes just like us. And, you know, I have to give it to them. I think they're a very good team. Their record don't show it, but they're a great team. You know, they fight to the end. And, you know, we just came out and, you know, we was a little bit too relaxed. But, you know, it was up to the leaders to get the team back together and get guys going. And I think guys did a great job of, you know, putting that behind us and moving on.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. That's all we got for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Howdy, Kellen. Welcome to the Zoom.
Hey.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We'll begin with Mark Passwaters from Rivals, and then we'll go to Casey.
All right, Kellen, I'm going to hit you with the same question that I hit Buddy with, and he bagged on me. Now that you've finished the season 8-1, 7 straight wins, decisive road win, make your pitch for the college football playoff.
We should be in. It's my pitch.
Want to give a little elaboration?
I mean, we played well all season, and We knew coming into the season with the COVID stuff and it being an all SEC schedule that it was going to be difficult. And, we came out, finished the season, won the most SEC games in Texas A&M football history. And, lost one game to a really good team. And, we beat some really quality teams. So, that's my pick.
And on a personal note, how do you feel as a senior to cap off your regular season career with, one of the best performances you've ever had and getting a big win here on the road?
It was huge. And I think just even after that interception, just, the ability to keep that poise and, keep everybody together and, just continue to fight is something that we work on, continuously. And you got to have the right people around you and, other people were able to make plays. And, the offensive line, again, was tremendous tonight.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Next up will be Casey Stavenhagen from the battalion, and then we'll go to Jennifer.
Hey, Kellen. You've had a great season in terms of avoiding pressure and limiting turnovers. How much of that credit goes to this team's offensive line unit and the ability to consistently run the football?
I think that's huge. And I think not only in the pass game, but the way that they're, working in unison and the run game has been, such a big reason why we're able to, gash teams in certain ways. And, I think Coach Fisher does a really good job of mixing up, a bunch of the schemes that we do to keep the defense off balance. But, the offensive line has been tremendous all year and, we're not done yet.
Thanks, Kellen.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Jennifer Streeter from the battalion, and then we'll go to Travis.
Hey, Kellen, I was wondering if you could touch on this because of your chemistry and synergy with him, but what do you think it means to Isaiah to go into potentially the playoffs or the bowl game with 14 yards left to reach that 1,000 yards per rushing benchmark?
That's going to be huge for him. And, he's not necessarily, a huge stat guy. Obviously, that'll be a big mark for him to hit. But, he's, obviously been super selfless this season. And, even after he goes down today, we put him in at fullback and, had some great blocks for Anais. So, he's been super selfless. And I think, he's ready to finish off a season really strong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up will be Travis Brown from the Eagle, and then we'll go to Tyler.
Third downs have been some of y'all's strong suit all year. How much more important was it to this game, and especially a game where y'all very seemingly tried to control that time of possession?
I think that was huge. And I think, I don't know the exact numbers, but I felt like we were pretty efficient on third down. I think that was a big time, ability for us to keep the ball on our side. And, I thought the defense came up with some really big stops early to kind of get us up and, get us kind of rolling as an offense. So I think that's always big for us. And, that's something that we always want to continue.
I believe that Weidemeyer is by and large your top target on third down. Is the connection that y'all have there, is it schematic? Is it just a comfort thing? What kind of goes in the relationship the two of you have on third down?
Some of it is schematic and some of it is just, what the defense gives you. Obviously, if they take away Jalen, I can't force anything into that. So I think Coach Fisher does a really good job. As a whole entire staff, we go into the game understanding, what the defense can throw at us. And then, he trusts me a lot with protections and stuff to get the ball out of my hands and move the chains. So I think it's not only me, not only Jalen, but, Coach Fisher, all the analysts and everybody that does work for that offense.
And then finally, how much or do you feel like this is a different team than that loss at Alabama? In what ways is it different?
I think just a different mentality, a different type of confidence. And, obviously, with a lot of receivers going down and, Anais was a lot more in the backfield. And, we switched a lot of stuff around and we've been able to adapt really well. And I think, each week you find your identity. And, I think, Coach Fisher and the offensive staff have continued to fight and continue to find our identity. And, we're rolling right now.
Do you think if y'all got the one more chance, it would be a very different game?
I'm always confident, and I think we'll have another good game plan. We were able to move the ball on Alabama and really well. We just weren't able to finish in the red zone, which is something that's huge for us. So I think it'll be a different outcome.
All right, we'll go to Tyler Shaw from KBTX, and then we'll go to Justin.
Kellen, Coach talked a little bit about how, a long season like this, the games get harder towards the end. And you guys, the way you guys finished, would you say that speaks to the maturity of this team? And how much does being experienced at quarterback help to kind of lead this team? And did you feel like these games got harder?
I don't think it got harder. I think, I definitely understand when people say that. Obviously, it's a long wear and tear on your body and your mind to, one, go through COVID and then, have your season pushed back and so much uncertainty with the season. But we just, stayed the course. We continue to find our identity and we continue to fight each and every week. And, we don't plan on finishing anytime soon.
All right, next up is Justin Woodard from KAGS, and then we'll go to Sheehan.
Hey, Kellen, what is it just about this team's ability to overcome adversity this year? I mean, the pick in the end zone, and like you said, you bounce back. Defense gets torched early. Wheel route down the boundary and the post route for a touchdown. They respond in the second half, pitch a shutout. Is there something different going on with you guys in that regard?
I think it's just, the poise, obviously, that I always talk about, composure, that some of the older guys have. But I think it definitely feeds off on some of the younger guys to keep them calm, even though, mistakes are always going to happen in the game. Obviously, we strive for perfection, but, we always understand that, mistakes are going to happen, but let's move on to the next play. And I think that was such a big thing. And I think that's been, one of the key pointers on why we've been so successful this whole season, not just this game.
If I could just follow up real quick. Didn't get to talk to you a lot after games. Your wide receivers, right? We see you throw a lot to Anias and Jalen. But today, boy, Hez had a heck of a game, right? And even Lane had a big one. What the outside, even though you don't throw it a lot to them, what are you seeing on the outside from your perspective?
Sometimes it's, schematically and, sometimes it's just what the defense gives us. And, both Chase and Hez were able to make big time plays and, some big time third downs were, very key. So, I can't really tell you. They're really good players and, we're going to continue to feed them the ball.
All right, we'll move on to Sheehan from Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and then we'll finish up with Cease and Olin.
Kellen, I'm curious, as a player, is it ever kind of frustrating that, in so many other leagues, when you win games, you make the playoff? Is it ever kind of frustrating that you kind of are at the mercy of a group of people deciding?
No, I don't think so. I think, our goal and, kind of our, not motto, but something that we live by this whole season to just control what you can control and, whatever happens, happens.
I know that you've talked a lot about trying to sort of change the narrative of Texas A&M and finishing strong. And finishing with this many wins in a row, this many double-digit wins in a row. Do you feel like you guys did that?
100%. And I think that was such a, big thing for us seniors, me, Buddy Johnson, and so many guys around the team. And then even Coach Fisher just continue to change the narrative, can continue to change the culture of this program. And, I really I like where it's headed as a whole entire unit, but, we got to finish off the season strong, whatever happens.
All right, we'll go to Robert Cessna from the Eagle and then finish up with Olin.
So, Kellen, how do you and the program handle if you don't make the college football playoff moving forward?
Then, we're going to find out who we play in a bowl game, and then, we go play them.
No major disappointment, not if you wouldn't make the college football playoff?
Obviously, I think I would be disappointed because that's something that we work for and that's a goal. But like we said, control what we can control, and whatever happens, happens. Thank you.
All right, we'll go finish up with Olin Buchanan from Texas.
Yeah, hi, Kellen. Was there any thought among you guys that you needed to win, quote, convincingly or pass an eye test for him? And if there was there any frustration at all to get close a couple of times to scoring and not being able to?
Well, I think every time that we get to the red zone, we always want to score. So, whether it was a game where we're trying to win convincingly, or I don't know what the opposite would be, but I think every game, we're trying to go out there and execute, especially as an offense and a defense, and to the best of our ability. And no matter what happens, we're always striving for perfection, no matter who the opponent is. So I think we're able to do that today, and we'll see where everything else falls.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we got for you, Kellen. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it.